Every piece of equipment we have has to have a pre-op done on it at the beginning of every shift. Most pre-ops include things like, do the lights work? Do the horns work? Is the seatbelt functional? But there's always those items on a pre-op, for instance, like emergency steering on our haul truck, or the emergency controls on a man lift. And are those really necessary? I've been working in the construction business for over 14 years now, and I've never actually had to use one of those things in an emergency. So, is it really necessary that we check it every single day? Well, I say yes. And that's because in an emergency, you want it to be second nature. You don't want to have to think about, oh, which buttons do I push to operate the emergency steering? Or you're in a man basket and the engine goes down, you have to lower the basket. What buttons do I push to get the basket down? And I know this is difficult because every time a MSHA inspector shows up, and they always ask for the emergency steering on our haul truck, and they always ask for the emergency controls in the man basket, and it's like looking at deer in the headlights most of the time because the operator doesn't exactly know, and it's not second nature to them to operate that. Now, aside from MSHA, in an emergency, you want this to be something you don't even have to think about. The emergency happens, and you automatically know where your emergency steering is. You know where the emergency brake is, and you know how to operate the emergency controls on a man basket. Now, these are just a few examples of things that we need to know how to do second nature. And that's why they're on our pre-ops. Not just so that we know that they work, but so we're aware of how they work and how they function, the buttons to push, and the things to do to get them to operate properly. So I want you to do something for me, and every day on your pre-op, do a thorough pre-op, and that means checking all the emergency systems, going through the process, and really thinking about it. So when that day comes and you have to use it, you don't have to think about it. It's just something you naturally do.